Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today we have another episode of the Indiana Jones series. It's actually more of a mini-series that we're not going to complete right away because it's in the middle of our Steven Spielberg series, so it's like, gotta wait a little bit. Quick announcement that I have forgotten to mention. Next week and the following week, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're only doing horror movies, right? We're just going to do some, I'm in the mood to do some horror movies. We're going to get into spooky season with a swing. I'm going to do a bunch of classics, right? We're going to do Halloween. We're going to do the new Halloween movie. That way we're prepared for Halloween Kills. And we're going to be doing Friday the 13th, Night Before Elm Street, all of the original, like, horror classics from like the 80s. So definitely consider subscribing if you don't want to miss that. We also are going to hit a couple new modern ones, such as Monster House, which I think is a completely underrated, just like kind of scary kids film, as well as we're going to hit The Human Centipede, because I'm trying to desensitize myself a little bit more to gore, and I feel like this is the right way to go. So if you're interested in watching me go, oh my goodness, please consider subscribing. And once we get 200 subscribers, we're going to be doing an 8-hour live stream, so you don't want to miss that, so definitely hit the red box below. But without further ado, let's have another disappointment when I talk about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was released in 1984. It was written by Willard Hewick and Gloria Katz, and directed, of course, by Steven Spielberg. No spoilers, the general idea is that it is sometime later or before, we don't really know, the first film, where Indiana Jones kind of goes out and he has to get this rock that has been stolen. And in that issue, we run into a bunch of problems and traps and cool stuff. And the first thing I want to mention that really kind of aggravates me is, like, there's no timeline. Like, we don't know when this is. I think it's safe to assume it's after, because it's comes after the first one, but there's no reference to the first movie at all that I caught, at least. Almost nothing. So I'm a little annoyed and a bit peeved that we went through all that character development for pretty much nothing, which I understand is kind of like how Indiana Jones might work. Like, I haven't seen the other ones, but like, it might work that way, where we only have like individual stories, and that's cool. Similar to, like, Sherlock Holmes, where, like, most movies or most stories don't connect to each other, more so than they're just, like, independent stories with the main characters being the same thing. I can kind of get behind that, but what really frustrates me is we have all these really interesting side characters that can get more development, but they don't. They don't spend time doing character development for all the smaller people, like, especially the women in Indiana Jones. Like, last week we talked about Raiders of the Lost Ark, and, like, I really liked the side characters. I think the side characters in that movie were great. I think the female was great. And in this movie, not a word, not a mention of her. And I'm like, why? I really wanted more of that. Instead, we got this entirely different girl who I really dislike. She's just like this girl that screams. But then we have another side character, I forget his name, is like Young, or Shorty, we call him Shorty, and he's great. I mean, he's fantastic. I believe it's the same kid from the Goonies, I could be wrong, but I think it's the same kid from the Goonies. I love him, I think he's fantastic, he's hilarious, and it gives us a little bit of a father-son relationship kind of thing, where he's not really a father-son, but it's kind of an interesting relationship between, like, a mentor and a mentee, and you see that throughout the whole film. I love that. I love it a lot. That really gave this film, in my opinion, more heart than the first one. I had a whole lot of fun. I think I had more fun with this one than the first one, which I know most people are like, whoa, back up, you're wrong. That's fair. I can be wrong sometimes. I just genuinely enjoyed this one a little bit more. And I'm really frustrated because I know the next one, they're not going to include the other characters. Like, I don't know that for sure, but it just doesn't seem like they're going to. I really hope they do. I want more of them. I don't want more of this girl. I want the female from the first one and the little kid from this one. Can't I have that? I love that. I had so much fun with both of them. I really hope that we do get to see that. I don't anticipate us doing that, but I really hope that we do. But, I don't know, I think that the action was a lot stronger in this one. I think that, particularly in the third act, was just so much fun. Like, there's this lull in the middle of the film where it's like, okay, yeah, and then it's like, and then it goes, and it gets so much better. It's incredible. Like, I like the ending of the film. It's just so brutal. It's like murder, trap, and the traps are interesting, and the story is interesting too, which I found was kind of compelling to me. Was I just really enjoyed watching all of this stuff go wrong, like immediately, just like crumble, and I was like, yes, this is fun. I just had a really good time with it, and I think that Harrison Ford definitely embraces Indiana Jones as a character now. I think that he was really good in the first one. I actually think he might have been a little bit better in the first one. I'd like to scare a little bit more. This one, it's more just straight action, which is fine. But I think that it kind of lost a little bit of the comedy we had in the first one that really worked. And this one just didn't really have a whole lot of that. It's kind of a hodgepodge of different characteristics in the first one that I liked and I didn't like. And I can't say this movie made the whole franchise better, but I think that as a standalone movie, I think this one's better. I had more fun with this one. I think the action's better. I think the story's a little bit better. I do miss the actual good side character, the female from the first one. But I like the kid more in this one than I do about the female from the first one. So it's complicated. But overall, I'm going to go ahead and give Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, an A. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think about it in comparison to the first one? I want to know. And definitely consider subscribing because I got the Halloween 2 weeks coming out next week. And of course, I've got the 8-hour live stream once we hit 200 subscribers, which I know you're not going to want to miss. So definitely hit that subscribe button so you can add to the subscriber pool and be notified when I go live. So definitely consider doing that. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.